Boy, it's a real tough crowd out there. Just making some adjustments here. And a bit of adjustments there. And, oh, keep bumping into things. But yeah, I don't think anybody was expecting me to come out at this hour. And it looks like I need to make some adjustments to my camera. Okay, that's better. Yeah, now it's properly synchronized because I have it mirrored correctly. Probably reset the position a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I should let people matriculate in. Maybe I shouldn't. But yeah, it's the weekend. And normally I would oh, hey, there you are. Welcome to the stream. Let me go make some adjustments. Yeah. So that it actually updates. Okay, that's better. A little worried for a sec that no one was going to show up. But yeah, we are gonna go into Train of Thought's Discord. Go check out Train of Thought's Discord. Link is in the description. Oh yeah, we can do that too. We can do that too at Benny Boy's Discord too. Anyway, what was it? I was going on with my spiel about Train of Thought. So yeah, check out his Discord. Check out his YouTube channel. Check out his Twitter at Train Facts Guy. All of those will be in the description down below. You can submit your own curse trains there if you join the server and agree to the rules. Anyway, so with that in mind, we should be able to just hop on over to the web browser. I actually got myself properly prepared today so that we could just hop straight into it. Just gonna scoot on over. That's better. So yeah, now I should be able to just kind of scoot over to Benny Boy's Discord to go check the curse trains there first so that we can warm up. And let's see. So this is where we left off last week. Bloxy Boy has the Hazy Railroad, which I don't know what that is. Wait, why does this seem familiar? Is this the B unit that became an A unit? Otherwise there wouldn't be a window with a window wiper in front and a headlamp there and a bell right there. Anyway, Cursed Union Pacific livery, supporting our veterans. 07's in the chat, or salute emojis. Or press F to pay your respects. We've got the Long Island for the MTA, which... Is that the color? I wasn't sure that was the color. Got Western Pacific again. We've got... Ooh. We've got the Sounder, but it's the Acela. We've got the Genesee and Williams, or whatever it is. Oh, and it's even weirder still, because in the corner here, we see a regular Union Pacific locomotive with the US flag emblazoned on the side of it. Even though it's hooked up to a bunch of passenger locomotives. Now, I have not seen anything like this before. I don't know what's been altered in this image through Photoshop, but whatever it is, I don't like it. Got classic Metra shenanigans here. We've got cursed Amtrak there. Anything else? Oh. Oh. The cab baggage Amtrak Cascades. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Now, I admit that the Cascades never looks particularly nice, as it should, but that's probably not here or there. But just turning this F40PH unit into a cabbage car, ooh, just ooh, brother, ooh. And let's see, Amtrak. I don't think I've seen this livery for Amtrak before. Obviously, the livery isn't supposed to be on this locomotive and it's fake, but I'm pretty sure that the livery itself must be legitimate in some shape or form. I just can't exactly see it or can't imagine it in my head. We've got Frog with the $75 HO scale SD40, which that is not an SD40. Skill issue. I'm trying to think. This is for, I want to say some sort of public transit of some sort. We've got the wrong era on the wrong locomotive for Amtrak. Ooh. Not gonna lie, it looks kind of okay. Not exceptional. Via Rail, even though it's supposed to be the government of Ontario, as you can see from the rail car in the background. This is one of the bi-level coaches from Bombardier before it merged with, what was it, Siemens? And we've got another government of Ontario transit loco over there. Hold on a sec. And CSX, because why not? Lego Master 116, we've got some sort of diesel electric loco, which I really can't make heads or tails of. We've got the Southern Pacific, but it's in the gray livery, which, oh right, it's the gray livery of the Union Pacific, but it's on a Southern Pacific because, you know, why not? And I do not know the context of this image. No. The rules are simple. It has to be photoshopped British livery and other shenanigans on an American locomotive, or American stuff photoshopped onto a British locomotive, or something to that effect. No funny photos either on those previous ones. But yeah, something about this just feels fundamentally wrong. But I'm assuming they're just trying to soak the ties so they don't catch fire easily. And Metra, but it's one of the Genesis logos, which, ew. And the refrigerator Brightline car, even though it's supposed to be a transit livery, it's been slapped onto a freight livery. Oh boy. I do feel like it's a little truncated though, for some reason. Can't put my finger on it, but I feel like it's supposed to be longer for one reason or another, but maybe that's just me. Anyway, any other questions, comments, any other places I should be looking at before we hop straight in? We're still in open office hours. So yeah, just speak now or forever hold your peace. Just gonna give everybody a sec. I think there's only one person here anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess in the meantime, I can go and provide some updates on some stuff I was up to, like Put the MBTA on the wheel. Let me make a note of that. Ba-ba-ba. MBTA F40 PH. Yeah, I'll make a note of that. I'll see what I can do. In the meantime, while I go close out my phone. So yeah, what was I doing this week? Feeling bad about my country during its anniversary, because of course I did. And just kind of fumbling around with some things that I need to get taken care of. Trying to see if I can free up some space on my hard drive. I was hoping I wouldn't have to resort to what I did, but I have. And I shall. Maybe I could buy some more hard drives from Amazon during the Prime Day or whatever it is. That's supposed to be coming around the corner if it hasn't already. I missed out on an auction for some model trains, but it was perfectly fine because a penny saved is a penny earned. One thing I was really hoping for, though, was to go and interact with this one person online who is the butt of many jokes, and I wanted to interact with them in one way or shape or form. Because, in my perspective, he is an evil man, but it's still an enigma as to how and why, and I just wanted to be able to just kind of deconstruct that with this dude. But apparently, when I finally showed up, he decided to rage quit. Because, of course, he did. I will not be providing any citation as to what their YouTube channel is or any of their socials because I do not think that they are worthy of your time. And out of respect for you and your own mental health, I will avoid. I will avoid me. I will avoid any sort of distribution of any further information, as it is a cognito hazard of sorts, for the lack of a better term. I forget what it's actually called, but that's the word that, or words that came to mind, so. Yeah, this is where we left off. No, wait, this isn't where we left off. This is new. This is where we left off. Or was it? Where was it? Could have swore. Okay, so maybe there's a lot of stuff that I've missed out on. Hold on a sec. Ah, here it is. I thought it was here, but apparently it jumped down a bit. So yeah, we're just taking a look here. Just checking this out. Okay, just wanted to double check that everything's working. Okay, so this is from last time. It was posted by Panzer Fox. This one's Hoya Fanboy 1930s. With this post, I feel bad for the kids who got these, expecting its official Thomas merch.
See, look at him go. Okay. There he goes.
Oh. I remember having one of these as a kid, though it wasn't Thomas themed. It was, for some reason, dolphin themed.
Come on. Let me... Yeah, he just gets stuck. Ryan James, go rescue him.
Oh no. What are you doing, step, bro.
Oh, it doesn't work. It just over there. Just get out of my way. I knew these weren't going to be like good quality, but I thought it'd be funny. But no, this is just frustrating. Next one. Great. Yeah. Next one.
Oh no.
With Henry. Just kidding. You get Thomas because screw Henry and screw these. All right, I need to calm down.
Okay, so yeah, that was that. Let's go check the comments for a sec. So what is this video from? It's from this video from Thomas the Tank Engine Guy, knockoff Thomas merch, which is cursed in its own right. Someone asked, what's with the witch doctor? And somebody asked, or rather someone replied, yes it is. Okay. USS Salem, what do you got? American engines without bogey tenders just looks wrong. I agree. I certainly agree. Though, to be honest, something about the proportions of this all seems off. Like, it's supposed to, I don't know. With all the proportions and everything, I would expect there not to be a plow and for there to be a more modern headlamp. Or at least that the plow would look a little stumpier and have a knuckle coupler sticking out of it instead of a link and pin coupling sort of thing, you know? But that's just me. 060 is Canadian, but it's close enough. Oof. That's a big oof. And this one, yeah, that's also a big oof. Does this say anything? Engine built at Hamilton, Canada West for the Great Western Railway of Canada. Okay, sure. Why not? Why not? Steamman, 60K 103. What is this? To carry 30 tons, the L and Y. This is a very confusing image, in no small part because often wagons in the UK and in Europe were way smaller than this. And they were usually 2 axles, but this has 4 axles and is way longer. It's like a kit bash of a British coach. I'm sorry, a British, what's it called? What do they call them in the UK? What do they call rail cars? It'll come to me, but it's a British kit bash with an American gondola of sorts, and that is not the expectation I had today of things I would come to see. Let's see. I've got a video of Foxfield's crane working. Skip to 10:03. I'm assuming that refers to... Hold on a sec. This is a reply to this comment, so I guess we can go take a quick look at that. Let's visit. Let's skip over here. Hop over to theater mode. Hop over to the 10-minute marker. Unmute. Ooh, that's good, that's good. We will get to it after we see the rest of the stuff on Train of Thought's Discord. Just scoot on over there. Okay, that's just loud and obnoxious. Let's turn that down a bit. Hope your weekend's been doing good so far. Yeah, this is taking its sweet dear time. Sorry, I had to yawn. I got up early today because I need to be somewhere. Apparently, there's 2 community days in Pokemon Go consecutively. Both of them are focused on Eevee, and I want to capitalize on that as best as I possibly can. That'll be a challenge, though, considering my inventory's clogged with a bunch of junk. But yeah, I was really hoping that we'd see it lift something, but I guess not. That's a bit anticlimactic. Oh well. Not a me problem anymore. Not a you problem either. Anyway. Steamman 60K103, the High Flyer. Class 7. It does look kind of weird with its proportions and its internal pistons, but external rods. And we have this classic goober from N Ingenuine for the Great Western Railways. What's supposed to be cursed about this? Is it just because it's a little goober? Oh no, yeah, this is bad. This is bad. Not just a terrible Photoshop job, but also... it looks atrocious. What are the responses in the thread? I'm not gonna lie, for some reason this feels like this is something they would have tried for real. Yeah, it does. It kind of does. We got this one again from Steam and 60K103. Locomotive Dexpress. Four-cylinder Eagle EA Type 10, 1910. So apparently this is French, so I should not be surprised that it looks the way it does. But it's a repost, so press F in the chat to pay your respects. This is the closest I have to a funny funnel, and I'm not exactly sure it counts. So far. Like, it's gotta be extra goofy. Like, an ugly looking balloon stack or a diamond stack on something that shouldn't have a diamond stack, or it looks like it's weird for some other reason. Hoya fanboy 1930s. He needed to touch some grass. Context, he's just reminiscing on the days when kids were carefree and enjoyed trains back then. He's also saddened to see the newer generation of kids not having the same fun as they had back then. Do you agree too? To an extent, yes. Gotta stop watching stuff on iPads or whatever and actually enjoy stuff, but I understand it's very hard to get those kinds of things taken care of. I think the only thing that's cursed is the fact that we've got an electric model train from Lionel out in the moist ground, which is just gonna rust it to oblivion. Panzer Fox, the Chicago Hold on a sec, let me rephrase that. The Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Paul, and Pacific, aka
The Milwaukee Road.
EP2 from 1919, 5 were made. And he hit the character limit. Yeah, I remember one of these. Though I am very desensitized to this electric locomotive in particular, considering I've spent an entire lifetime seeing images of stuff like this. So, forgive me for being numb and not thinking it's weird. It most certainly is, especially with that observation car being hooked up to the wrong side of the train in general, with the locomotive being hooked up there. Also kind of weird when
The Milwaukee Road.
would go and paint things yellowish instead of the iconic orange that I've come to expect. And here it is in yellow livery from a different angle. And here is a technical diagram giving some rough dimensions. 76 feet, 0 inches in length between knuckles. Which, you know, that's fair, that's fair. What are these little bulb outs? I really must know. Because I don't think it... Oh, those aren't what I thought they were. It's just a bunch of, I'm assuming, electrical stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Nothing important. Phantom Heart DXP with a German locomotive clipping through an electric multiple unit, I think. And there's an American locomotive, American tender. I'm sorry, I'm having a stroke. American style caboose up in the corner over here, or on the left, I should say. I don't know what's going on in this picture. It's just so much weird going on, but nothing too out of the ordinary. RK315. Oswald has seen some things he can't unsee. The fact that I can see him is something I can't unsee. To be honest. Why'd they do my boy dirty like that? Also, for some reason I thought he'd be a little smaller for something that's standard gauge. Penn Central K4. Oh. Yeah, something about this just feels so wrong. With like... I want to say it's a Hudson, but it's not a Hudson. But it's like your standard heavy-duty logo with a stubby little switcher tender with the sloped sides so that there's better visibility in the back. Mean Metal Mike. Oh, I haven't seen any posts from this fellow in a while. U.S. Army 280, numbered 607. Okay, so yeah, that is not particularly flattering to look at. Especially with the yellow paint on the plow and the yellow trim. No, not yet. Not yet. Haven't seen anything funny. I do think it's kind of cursed, though, to see the piston and the steam chest with all their cladding stripped off. It just feels so naked. I know this is what it's supposed to look like, but there's supposed to be some cladding and I think maybe some insulation as well. But I'm assuming that this is yet to be fully cosmetically restored, if that was the intention in the first place. Well, we all love S160s here. 160s here, yeah. Yeah. And yeah, this is what I would come to expect of a locomotive like this, of this caliber. Not sure what these little extra metal bits here are up in the front. And obviously it's Christmas themed, so they had to stick a wreath on it. I'm just surprised it hasn't melted, because it looks like it's made from plastic. Someone asks, specifically Lojo Red asks, what's cursed about it? And J2's like, who knows, who cares? And I'm not sure what to feel about that. USS Salem with cursed train statues. And where do I begin? Like, we've got a piston, and then we got the inverse crankshaft. How is this running gear supposed to go? How is this supposed to run? And it's got horns, even though it's a Steam logo. Not that that's unique in any way, but just the shape is kind of funny. In terms of its size. This one's even worse, in some respects. We've got the buffer beams, but the knuckle couplers, and it's a tank engine of some sort. Here it is from the back. Obviously, somebody has too much time on their hands. But yeah, if this isn't a funny funnel, I don't know what is, so... Off to spin the wheel! Just double checking to make sure that everything is enabled. Making sure that it's completely visible. And we got the Pharaoh's Curse! So, where did I put that music? Ah, here it is. Oh, this is gonna be so much weirder now that I have this armrest thingamajig attached to my mouse. Just gotta reach. For some reason, it's so much harder to navigate. But we'll see if I can. Gosh dang it. Barclay 1885 Daza Steel 10-foot 11-inch gauge. Oh no. Oh no, yeah, that's a big yikes for me. With a weird boiler proportions and even weirder funnel proportions, which means we have to spin the wheel again. Which, I don't know if that's a record, but it certainly feels like it. Hamster! Hamster. So we will just hide this choice because we are going to stick with it for the rest of the stream. Hamster. Okay. And we'll just drive it back to the start.
Hamster.
Okay. Close this out. Okay. And it looks like there are quite a few responses to this one, understandably so. Just a little off the top. Where did you find this? And are you sure it's a 10-foot 11 gauge? This looks like a Brunel gauge engine. Can't seem to find anything about this oddity. It was from an Industrial Loco Facebook page saying it was 1885, but I just looked into it and the Andrew Barclay Works List PDF, and it says 1890. Intriguing. So this is actually 10-foot 11 gauge. Now I wonder if there's any more pictures of this engine. Hours of research later, I still have no pictures. I am losing my mind. Spelled incorrectly. Okay, now I can turn my mouse the other way around. I'm curious, did Facebook group posts anything else about the obscure engine? Sorry, don't remember. It was September of last year, and I'm not on Facebook anymore. Dang it. Oh well. Okay. Hoya fanboy 1930s with found this painting in a Vietnam restaurant. Don't they mean Vietnamese? And I feel like it doesn't look right. It does certainly look strange. Like, I guess people are complaining that it's AI slop, but it's in real life, so I guess it's allowed on the server. I don't know. I don't know. When you try to explain a train fact, but you have a severe case of brain rot.
By the grace of Mao, it hurts when I pee. This giant train is the big of biggest. It was built in the age of the World War by Commonwealth Edison to successfully eat the middle class and distribute electric bills to the children of the world. Woo!
I don't think that's how it works.
Please understand that this train was obliterated by the Edward in 1960 when the diesel train invaded its home with brute force. But fret not, because Edward Clickens, he had a change of heart and brought it back to life. Travels across mainland Kyrgyzstan.
That is also wrong.
Glory to the empire.
I have no idea what he's saying here.
This 4014 engine has now returned to the task of keeping the simpletons at bay from storming our great capital in an uprising.
I'm speechless. Absolutely speechless. Just, where do I even begin? USS Salem! This is a model of the cab forward for an update to the game Train Station 2. Can anyone spot the glaring issue with it? Cause if anyone knows Southern Pacific cab forwards, it should be very apparent. Well, this looks like it's jutting out more than it should. Oh! Oh no! Why are the wheels solid? Why are the wheels solid? Why? Was it that difficult to add the extra polygons to make it more prototypically accurate? Ooh. Just, ooh. And that's probably not even the worst of it.
Hamster.
But we got two funnels, so that's a funny funnel if I've ever seen one, so... Off to the wheel! One VTuber, one jar! Don't put me in a jar, chat. Oh well. Let me just fix this up so the jail's gone. I'm trapped in a jar. Send help. Send help. But yeah, that never ceases to amaze me. It's a coal tender as opposed to an oil tender. Ooh, I hadn't even noticed that. The valve gear, the counterweights, and the front coupler as well. But yeah. Yeah, I completely overlooked the fact that this is a coal tender when cab forwards are supposed to be fueled by liquid fuels. Anyway, the next one is from me. It says, thanks, I hate it. It's the Polar Express Trainopoly Collector's Edition set. And that is just disgusting. Like, there is no better way of ending your friendship other than playing Risk or playing Monopoly. Combine that with the Polar Express adaptation, the CG adaptation from like 2000, what was it? 2004 or whatever. That's just all sorts of wrong.
Hamster.
Let's see. Great. The game of capitalism promoting a kids movie. For the love of all that is holy, why? They be marketing their movie into anything. A wilted rose emoji. Wilted rose emoji. Wilted rose emoji. Panzer Fox. But the Nilgiri Mountain Railway Class X from India, circa 1914. And I think Train of Thought actually made a video on this one, so I guess I don't need to explain it. But due to the dimensions of the locomotive and the dimensions of the railway, only this type of steam-fired locomotive can make it through the railway that it operates on, as diesel lacks the sort of tractive effort, among other things, to get the job done, for one reason or another. At least a locomotive that's diesel powered that's at least large enough, but small enough to get the job done. Like, anything that would be strong enough is just too big, and anything that fits is too weak when it comes to diesel locos and electric locos. So they just stuck with steam. Nothing wrong with the livery, station, catenary wires. What is wrong is the context. For your information, that is the fact that a 3,300 horsepower locomotive is hauling somewhere around 48 metric tons of train. The 3 coaches themselves are vaguely 45 tons in total. Thank you, Hanyos. So it's just the fact that it's so heavy that's cursed? I have no idea what to make of that. And it looks like people are going to be experiencing buffering for one reason or another. Canada Day! Fun trains at my local park! Yeah, wasn't Independence Day for Canada just recently? But yeah, this is disgusting. This is just downright disgusting. With the Temu Thomas. We got ourselves another repost. With, I forget which company this is. It says Young America, manufacturer of... And also repairing done for boots and shoes, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no! Oh, no! What have you got by the tracks? This looks like abandoned theme park, and it's got that vibe written all over it, because we've got the overgrowth of the plants encroaching on what I'm assuming is a narrow gauge railway, and just over here there's just this giant cat statue over here that has animatronic eyes, I assume, from the way it's shaped, because it looks like the eyelids are supposed to move up and down. And it's just hanging off to the side there, like it's nobody's business. I do wonder where this is, though. I need to find out. Let's see. Dr. Anderson with why is there a crossing for only one track? Good question. Good question. I'm assuming that's just for the display in general. I think it's even more cursed that each car has a pantograph, even though that's not how it's supposed to work. I do have to admit, though, that it is a little bit nicer in terms of its design than what it was based off of from Lego. I'm just trying to figure out which brand this is. Because I can't make heads or tails of it. I just know it's a knockoff from the People's Republic. Galax said the following. In Black Mesa, Blue Shift, all bogies are double flanged and the locomotive on the second picture is actually one you have to use for the main objective of the level. It goes through multiple switch lanes, yet it doesn't derail. I found this to be cursed, as on the switch lanes there should be a 100% likelihood of derailments. P.S. I hope the image sizes are large enough for you. Train of thought, be sure to put this game on your to-do list. You can find it on the mod database at the moment. It's a mod for Black Mesa, but it's meant to be a remake for Half-Life Blue Shift. So yeah, I wish I could say that this is novel as a mistake, but we have previously seen in the past that there are double flange wheel locomotives that aren't just for pull roads, and oh gosh, those proportions are disgusting. None of it makes any sense. None of it makes any sense. Somebody make it make sense. Chinese streamlined steam locomotive. Yes, I actually own one of these, and I have an HO scale version specifically. Though I don't think this image does it justice, and is a repost, so we will mark that as such. Sorry, Mean Metal Mike, we don't mean to offend, we're just here to say that this is a repost. And because it's not colorized, it doesn't do it justice either. But this was a high-speed rail locomotive, or I take that back. It was a streamlined locomotive for the Great Depression in Manchukuo during the Japanese occupation of mainland China. And it had 3 different liveries in its lifetime, all of which are available from Bachmann Industries at some point in the past. I'm trying to think. 444. Streamlined locomotive. Just gonna open this in a new window because I think the filter's off. Yeah, I don't know why it's having so much trouble trying to find images of what I want to see. Because this is a bit of a problem if I can't ascertain or demonstrate how cursed the livery is, because obviously the one that is shown is in black and white, and that doesn't demonstrate that it's actually yellow and magenta,
Hamster.
which I don't know why you'd paint a locomotive in those colors. But yeah, I think, let's see, Chinese streamlined steam locomotive. I guess I'll add that to the description, and maybe that'll make it easier. Just scoot on over here. Let's see. China Railways LD1. That's the one I was thinking of. LD1 locomotive. Come on, come on, come on. Images. And it's not showing it. Oh boy. I don't know why it's giving me such a hard time. Let's see. China Railways LD1 Mantetsu Dabusa class. Or is it Dabusa? Hold on a sec. I'm almost there. I can almost taste it. Ah, here it is. I've got all 3 different liveries here. It's kind of hard to do them justice, so I'm going to try my darndest to show it to you. Because some of these things are just completely obnoxious. Okay, so let me just bounce over here. So this is what it originally was painted. And you tell me with a straight face this is normal, because it's definitely not. And here is a different iteration of it. Here's a different iteration of it after the liberation of mainland China from the Japanese Empire. And last but not least, we have its camo livery from the Korean War, after which it was never seen again. There are no surviving models of this prototype. And that's what makes it so completely nuts. That and the shape and the colors and all around is just completely nuts. Thomas really fell on bad times when the Fat Controller told him he was for closing the Sodor railways. I'm not sure how that's a pertinent phrase, but yeah, I wouldn't think of that as Thomas in any way, shape, or form, because it's a 444T, not a 060T. Chat's been pretty inactive. Let me double check to make sure it hasn't been updating behind my back. Nope, it looks pretty normal. And I guess I can close these extra tabs off. But yeah, Hoya Fanboy 1930s with Beware. I think I might have this disease too. Do you have it as well? Beware, rail enthusiasts disease. Highly infectious to males of all ages. Are you sure about that? Like, some women like it too. And everyone in between, of course. Anyway, symptoms. The sufferer may become confused and bewildered when not near a railway. Will be observed wandering around with a blank expression, muttering strange words. Rapid rise in temperature at the sight of a train. Behavior then becomes erratic. Much rushing about and waving arms. Foaming at the mouth is not unusual. is sometimes violent and non-believers. The patient spends much time and money at book and magazine shops, seems not to notice the presence of normal people. The condition is incurable. The treatment, the patient must be kept well supplied with items of railway interest, should be encouraged to go on steam tours and open days where he can meet other victims of the illness and exchange ideas with them. Friends and relations can aid recovery with free transport, free beer, and meals. In case of an emergency, contact your nearest preservation society. But yeah, that's a good joke. Just peak cinema. Let's see, the Erica La Paz number 21 to 23 from Panzer Fox. Oh gosh, that's terrifying. In 1913, the S-Lincoln Machine Works built 3 rack locomotives for the Erica La Paz in their subsidiary in Saronno, Italy. Their numbers were 21 to 23, and their names Jose Manuel Balmaceda, Herman Riesco, and Domingo Santa Maria. Basically, and their names were this, that, and the other. Basically, they were built like Malays, but the leading bogie only had 2 carrying axles and the rack drive. The rear group of 5 driving axles was mounted on the frames. They were only used for the Chilean part of the line, starting at a central station at an altitude of 1,480 meters or 4,855 feet above sea level and running to Puquio, at an altitude of 12,000 feet, 12,230 feet, or 3,728 meters. In this stretch, there was an incline of 43 kilometers. There was an incline of 43 kilometers that had a gradient of up to 6%. Although it was found out that they did not wear out the tracks much faster than other locomotives, they were ultimately withdrawn in 1923. And look at this thing. You look at this thing and tell me straight to my face whether there is or is not a God. And whether that God is weeping. But yeah. That's a 410 if I've ever seen one. And it's even weirder still because, like, the wheels here aren't powered, but in between there's the little cogs that are powered. Just, I don't even. Marty Metz. This is a new username I haven't seen before. Cracking my toes again, dang it. When they don't keep their mouths shut and they say streetcars are too confined to the rails to get you. Oh yeah, he coming. Oh, well, he coming. Coming to get you. Let's see. An Argentine train fan. Haven't seen him in a while. With this weirdo. I feel like it's a repost, but I could be wrong. Is that a piston at an angle on the side? What on earth is going on here? What in God's name is that? Asks Johnny. And they guess that it's a mine train. I think it's an HK Porter tank engine. Somebody in another server confirmed it was a Porter Mining Company Somebody in another server confirmed it was a Porter Mining logo, but not HK Porter. Smith and Porter. Later became HK Porter. Okay, so that, I guess, clears some of it up, but not all of it. But yeah, this is weird. But I feel like it's a repost, but not a very recent repost. So I guess we can spin the wheel, because it's got a funny funnel. Pharaoh's Curse again! Ooh. Double the trouble. Let's readjust. Okay. Can I get back here, please? Okay. Polish DMUs from the 1980s. Why do they look so short? Come on, load for me. Okay, okay. Oh, dang it, don't go away. Come back. But yeah, that's strange. Just so very, very strange. And here it is in a different color at the sheds. Here it is just kind of minding its own business. I don't know, for some reason it just looks friend-shaped to me. If it was electrically powered, that'd be better. Imagine the year 2112. The NRM says they're going to make the Mallard run once again, but they attached this pic to the announcement. Yeah, we've seen this before. Classic repost. Let's see, what has Hago got to say? British Harbour Railway Corps. Credits to the Bristol Harbour Railway.co.uk. Okay, yeah, that is a curious compendium of grommets from Wallace and Gromit. And here, one of them's getting kidnapped. And here, they're restoring the locomotive or revoking its boiler privileges for being a naughty loco. And another one, but it's a rail car. And this is a derailment, I'm assuming, from the same place. Sulfuric acid only for the War Department. And yeah, that's the last of that. Okay. You looked at a cursed engine called Perla one time. I really liked it. Found the image source and paid someone to 3D model it. Here it is next to Carl the Cake Car. Carl the Cake Car. Why do you look like that? Like, he's got that face. Like, I don't even know where to begin. And it's rendered with a locomotive that's supposed to be a steam-powered monorail, I think? But this is a regular narrow gauge, two-rail thingamabob. Oh, wait, it was in fact a two-rail, not the monorail I was thinking of. There are some steam-powered monorails that are very cursed. This isn't one of them. But yeah, this is just all sorts of wrong. Let's see, Sinister Sri Lankans posted the following. We've got, I'm assuming, a train that got hit by a tropical storm in the form of a cyclone. Oh gosh, what's this? I feel like I've seen that before, but I don't think I've seen it like this.
Hamster.
And we've got the Hunslet, but for some reason the coupler's been put off to the side. Might want to call your doctor about that. We've got this thing that's been completely aged to... And we've got this thing. This loco. I have no words to talk about that. Here's some more images from that typhoon, I assume, from the first image. Jack List posted the following. He says, literally in the US, a train just ran 30 minutes with one of its cars missing a truck. How did it lose it? I don't know. How did it manage to not derail the car? I haven't any idea. It must have been really silly seeing it running without the truck. LMAO. Heartbreakingly, I couldn't find any photos or videos other than this one. Oof. You had one job. You had one job. The only thing that's keeping this thing up is a lot of friction, gravity, and a prayer. At this rate, because I'm assuming the friction between these couplers is holding it up, and the gravity that would have dropped the entire rail car is instead trying to firmly grasp at the other coupler over here so that it stays in place. But if there's any sort of slack in the line that builds up when this thing stops, oh boy, I think we're going to be in for it. Got ourselves another repost, but this one's from Harris. It is a rail vehicle of some sort. From I'm assuming World War II. And last but not least, we have Peak Rail at the Derbyshire World War II reenactment. Apparently they've burned multiple brake vans over the years. From Johnny. Why are there World War II reenactments? Oh. Yeah, that brake van is lit. But it's gonna get burned to... But yeah, I thought war reenactments were an American thing, like, primarily focused on, like, the War for Independence and the Civil War, which I don't know why people have such an unhealthy obsession with reenacting the Civil War in any capacity. Excuse me. Okay. Amtrak fan. We have hit the end of the line, and to everybody else, we have also hit the end of the line. I'd post something, but I need to put some extra time and effort into it. We're gonna spend one last bit over here, checking to see if there's anything new here, and it doesn't look like there is. I thought, Amtrak Fan 19, that you said that you had another thing to post, but I don't see it here, and I'm not exactly sure if you're watching or not, because you haven't commented in, like, I want to say about over 15 minutes, so I guess there's that. But I guess I can use that as an excuse to just kind of wrap up the stream here. Because I do need to be somewhere at 2 for the community day. Oh, didn't mean to shrink that. So let's head on down to just chatting. I want to thank you all for watching and stopping by, even if just for a moment. Videos and streams are only made possible through the contributions and engagements of folks like you. Sorry. And I thank you for that. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, put notifications on, add it to your favorites, etc., etc. And if... Oh, it is still sending. That's strange. I don't know why it took so long. If you're financially able to, become a channel member for 99 cents a month. You get extra emotes that are custom and unique to this channel. You can also become a patron at patreon.com for a little bit more, or the same amount, if I recall. And you can donate directly through the Stream Elements link, preferably also in the description down below, in favor of the Super Chats, because YouTube takes a cut out of that. I think it's like 30% or something. I forget. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I should be able to head back over here. And I'm hoping that the image. Ah, here it is. Yeah, this just looks like it was just the Deutschbahn or Bundesbahn logo just slapped onto an Amtrak logo. And for some reason, the image at the bottom looks corrupted in some way. I'm not exactly sure why. But that just makes the image more cursed and more of a cursed train. And I think that's totally fine and valid. But yeah, that should be it for this week. I will see you in the next week for another stream. I want to thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And until then, take care, stay awesome, stay true to yourself, and remember to never give up. Bye, everybody.